Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaylee from the blog The Simple Cozy Haven, and I'm so glad you're here today. But before we get into today's video, I just want to share some clips from the Great Gulf Coast Storm. We live about 20 miles from the Gulf of Mexico, and we got a record-breaking 10 inches of snow. I don't know if the Weather Channel will go with that 10 inches, but we measured 10 inches in our backyard. So I just wanted to share some clips and video and some photos from that, because this was like a once in a century snow for us, and I don't think that we will ever see that much snow in our area again in our lives, and it was very exciting for my kids to experience that. So I just wanted to throw in some footage of that because it's kind of like a weather anomaly. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and we will get to the regular video in just a second. Hey guys, so today I am going to be taking you thrifting with me. My husband and I are going to go to a thrift shop or two, and then an antique store or two. It all depends on how long it takes in each store. But we're just gonna go have a good parents' day out. The kids are with the grandparents, so we're gonna go have a little day date and do something that we don't get to do very often. So come thrifting and antiquing with us, and hopefully we can find some things on my list. So I really want to find a silver tray to put over here in the bar, because this used to be like a coffee bar area, and we have since switched it up, but we'd like to start putting like some drinks, just like keeping like the drinks that we use most regularly out here. I think it looks really pretty, and yeah, so I would like to find like a silver tray, and then like some brass accents and maybe some picture frames or something. I don't really know. But as I said, this year is going to be the year of layering and adding to our house. So I just want to go find some fun things that you can't find at Target. So come thrifting with us.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by dawn, and when we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt.
So let's get into what I got from the thrift stores and the antique stores. So I do have one honorable mention that did not make the list. I bought it for 99 cents and brought it home, and after I cleaned it, I set it out on our back porch just to sit in the sun, and my dog started sniffing it and knocked it off the table and it broke. So anyways, and I don't even have a good picture of it, but it was this really pretty little clear glass dish, and I was going to use it for under some plants of mine to kind of be like a drip tray to protect the surfaces under it, but sadly I no longer have it. So that's a little sad, but I did find some good things, and I actually found 3 silver trays, and one of them is actually kind of funny how it happened. But I just have a few things here. We didn't find that much. We didn't really have that much time either to go thrifting, but I'm also going to be sharing kind of like a thrift wish list of things that I'm kind of just what I look for in the thrift stores, and kind of what I'm trying to look for this year, just to really kind of bring my house together. So let's get started. Okay, so for my first item, I think this was about $4 or $5. I'm not sure, but, and I don't even know if it really goes together, but they had it packaged together. But it's this really pretty short cloche with a glass plate, and I think it was like $4 or $5. I don't think it went together because it doesn't fit perfect, but I think it's really pretty. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it or where I'm gonna put it yet, but I think it'd be really pretty just for decorating around the house. And there's so many things that you could do with this. I just haven't decided yet. So this was, let's just call it $5. So we live in a little bit more of an expensive area, like for Goodwills and antique stores. And I think it's just because they can charge more, they do. So if you live somewhere where thrift stores are like 25 cents, 55 or 50 cents, I'm really jealous, but that was a good price for what we have. The next thing I got was this really cute little brass, like this is actually from India, this really pretty brass bud vase, and this was $3. So again, way more expensive than it probably should have been, but I think it's really pretty. So I'm going to clean it up and polish it, and I think you could even like stick a candle, like a taper candle on it, but it is actually a bud vase, and I need to take the tag off, but it's got a really pretty pattern, and it does have a dent in it, but oh well. Okay, so the next thing I was really excited about are these really pretty little teacups, and they're not super big, but they're bigger than espresso mugs, but they are the Wedgwood Edme 61298 pattern, and they were made in England. So I think those are really fun, and I plan to use these in our coffee bar once we get all that decorated. But I think those are really pretty, and they were $1.99 together, so this was actually a really good deal in my opinion. But these are super pretty, and I'm excited to style with them. So pretty. Last thing that I got from Goodwill was this interesting little box. It's $3.99, and it actually does work. It needs to be cleaned up, but I thought it was really cool and maybe styled on a bookshelf. I don't know, it just felt very different, and like for that price you couldn't really beat it. So I like the detailing on it, but yeah, I thought that was a cool little find, and my 3-year-old actually loved it too. He thought it was his box. So that's my last Goodwill find. So I told you that I was going to antique stores looking for silver trays, and I've never had that much luck finding exactly what I've been looking for. So let me show you what I got. I got this one. This one was $6, and it's just a super pretty, it's probably about an inch deep, little bowl. And I have this thing, I really want to make like matchbooks, like kind of customize them, or even if I could start collecting matchbooks from different places, I'd love to do that too. But I thought this would be really cool to just hold them in, or even like things for parties, or just, you know, maybe put like name tags in here or something like that. I'm not sure. I do need to clean this one up. It has not been cleaned up yet, but I thought it was really pretty. And for $6, I mean, I'm sure you could probably find it cheaper somewhere else, but I liked it and I really liked the shape, so I grabbed that one. And I also found this one, which you saw in the video, but I love this, and it's got these, have little feet, but this one I have cleaned up a little bit. But so far, how I styled this one already was I put it over in our bar, and I just put some of my husband's bourbon on there with 2 of our glasses. But I thought this one was really cool, and that was like exactly what I was looking for. And it was, you probably could have gone a little bit bigger, but I think it was great for what it was. I think I paid like $10 for this one, so not bad. And this one's kind of funny. So you know, of course, like they've just got tarnished, like they're aged before, you know, when you buy them. So I brought this one home and I started cleaning it. And on the center inscribed, it has 5 years, Tammy and Wes, 1998. So I just thought that was kind of funny. You know, of course they're inscribed, but I really like the shape of this one, and it's on feet as well. I'm really honestly thinking about putting this like in our bathroom, like in between our sinks, and just putting like some of our, you know, like our Q-tips and cotton rounds and, you know, little things like that we use. But just kind of have like a way to like, you know, jazz it up a little bit. But I thought that was kind of funny. So happy anniversary, Tammy and Wes. You're what, 32 years now? No. Yeah, 32 years. Wow. So happy 32-year anniversary. But of course, you know, like you'd get something and you bring it home, you're like, oh, this is actually personalized for someone. So that might be a little sad, but anyways, they might have gotten divorced. But yeah, so I grabbed that, and this was $14. So that was a little bit more pricey than I wanted to spend, but you know, oh well. All right, so now I'm going to be sharing some of my thrift wish list items, things I just have written down in my notes that are very Nancy Meyers-esque, and you know, kind of give you that feeling and that vibe, and just things to be looking for. So if you are looking to affordably and true to the nature Nancy Meyers your home, this is what you need to be looking for in the thrift store. So I keep a list in my phone about what I would like to thrift and just things to, you know, just look for. So whenever I go into a thrift store or an antique store, I kind of look at this and just get some ideas, you know, just so you like go in there with a little bit of a mission. So I'm just gonna read you my thrifting list. So I've got blue and white porcelain. So this is like ginger jars, vases, or small plates. And I used to have a little bit of a plate wall in our old house, and I'd love to kind of not necessarily do like a whole plate wall, but just have a few of those really pretty plates again to display. So those are all kind of things on my list. And I know you can go get ginger jars from like Amazon, or Home Goods always has a ton in the spring, but you know, maybe you buy them there since it's very hard to find. But that's one thing on my list. And I always want to look, I always go through like the glass section. That's where I found that little glass tray, and I'm really sad. So once the snow melts, I'd love to go back to the thrift store once all the kids are back in school eventually, because they end up actually, since the last time I talked to you, canceling school for the rest of the week. So anyways, so just look for like cool glassware. This can be mugs. There's been so many people who find so many good, unique finds from the thrift store and stuff like that. The silver bowls and trays, that's a great thing. I don't really feel the need to look for it anymore right now, unless I just happen to see one that I really love. But I think I've knocked that one off my list. Another thing to look for is baskets of any shape or size. This can be like for organizing, or just for, you know, having a place to collect things or decor. Baskets are another great thing to look for, and all you need to do is just spray them with some dish soap, or, you know, I mean, if they're really gross, don't buy them, but just spray them with dish soap and then hose them down in the shower or outside, since I said hose. But if you've got the detachable wand in your shower, just use that. So another thing that you will always see in Nancy Meyer's interiors are large oversized lamps. Not only does this just help your house look so much more homey, it just really layers the lighting. Layering your lighting is one way to really elevate your house on a budget. And if you can find great affordable table lamps at thrift stores or antique stores, and that's one way to make a big impact for a small bit of cash. Even if you can only find lampshades, those are just something just to go ahead and buy. You can always switch out the lampshades on your lamps and give them just a fresh look. And if you ever do find that you purchased a lamp and the wiring doesn't work, you can always go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy a new wiring kit. And it's actually fairly simple to do. I had my husband do one last year, and for about like $5–10, you can completely rewire your lamp and have it brand new again. So another thing to look for, and this is gonna be like one of those once in a lifetime finds, is anything like crystal chandeliers. You know, sometimes you can find them. It's definitely more of a niche thing. But if you could like find anything with crystal or brass, like that just always looks super pretty and timeless. So snag those up if you see them. Another thing to be looking for is going down the linen or like even the bed sheet aisle. You would be surprised at what you could do with an old set of sheets. Of course, you're gonna wanna come home and wash them, sanitize them. But if you are handy with a sewing machine, you could turn an old sheet into a tablecloth. You could turn it into cafe curtains. You could even make a pillowcase or linen napkins. So linen is a huge thing to be looking for, and it doesn't have to necessarily be linens. It's just the blanket term linen. So be looking for fabrics of any style. If you see something that you really love, like a floral or like a stripe, that's super Nancy Meyer's, and bringing in more pattern will always make your home feel elevated and cozier. So I don't think you'll ever find a kitchen in a Nancy Meyer's film without a pot rack full of old vintage looking brass pots and pans. But these are something to look for, and you can probably find them for just a few dollars. Displaying those copper pots and pans will really add some homey charm to your space. So that's another thing to always be looking for. And I haven't found any yet, but one day I will, and that's gonna be the day. Another thing to look for are just plain white dishes. And I don't even have to match. I think having kind of more of a curated collection feels very Nancy Meyer's, feels very homey and just collected over time. That's not just like you went to Target and bought all new plates for your table, but it's just something that really can just cozy a space. I know it's not necessarily super elegant, so if you're more looking for that look, don't necessarily do this. But if you're just looking for like warm cottage, homey feels, just having those extra plates, and even if you just use them for styling or layering with other items around your house with decor, maybe if you like had a more oval plate, like if you use that for where you would put a candle and then have like a little thing of matches, like that's something you could do. Or again, like we're having a wall of plates, that's something you could also do that just really adds so much coziness and charm to your house. Another thing to look for are cutting boards. And I know you're not necessarily going to use these. I wouldn't use them. But just displaying them around in your kitchen, like layering, even if you just use it to like hide an outlet and slide it behind your utensil holder, it just adds one more layer, one more texture, and it just feels super cozy. So if you can find like a really old vintage looking cutting board, that would be awesome. Another thing to always be looking for at the thrift stores is frames. This can be just using it for the frame itself, or if you like the arts. Usually I don't really ever like the art. I feel like it's kind of generic, but just having like the picture frame, if you can get it for a few dollars and add in printable art. I do have a free digital art collection down below in the description box if you're interested in that, but it'll also take you to a blog post telling you all about how I source art. But that's another great thing to do, is you can just get a really inexpensive frame and then go get some art for free, have it printed, and voila, like you've got art, beautiful art for pennies on the dollar. So that's one thing to always be looking for. And if you're doing a gallery wall, that is how you can really create a beautiful curated gallery wall that's not all Target, all Pottery Barn, all TJ Maxx or Home Goods, but just something that's like really curated and beautiful. Cookbooks and other hardcover books are another great thing to look for. One, you can save $1, and two, they look so pretty stacked in your decor in your kitchen or in a cabinet. Coffee table books are awesome, and if you can find a really pretty one, even better. So books are always something to be looking for, and you know what, you might actually find a really interesting novel you want to read too, so you can build up your book collection as well. So that's always something to be looking for. And my last thing to be looking for in the thrift stores is any type of pitcher. You can use these for drinks, you can use them for flower arrangements, or just adding into your space for decor. So these are all items that I feel like are very Nancy Meyers inspired, and if that's kind of what you're looking for your home, those are some things to keep an eye out and just go back and reference photos before you go into the thrift store, and maybe just have like a list of 3 things you're looking for that week. That way, you know, because you can get very overwhelmed and overstimulated in there, and you know, maybe kind of veer off course, and you'll end up coming home with stuff you're like, I don't think this is really what I was going for. I just thought it was pretty. So those are some of my thrifting tips as well. So thanks for coming shopping with me and letting me show you my little haul of goodies. I'm excited to go around and style these and even do a few thrift flips. So that's coming in the future. I've got some pieces that I've been storing up to show you some thrift flips as well. So if you are interested in creating a more Nancy Meyers inspired home, creating a cozy, curated, beautiful home, please stick around and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at The Simple Cozy Haven. And of course, I will leave my blog down below for any other resources that I have. I am also putting together a free mini course called Host Like a Pro, and there's tons more details to be coming very soon, but I will also have the sign up for the waitlist down in the description box as well. I would love to have you join me as we enter our wonderful hosting era. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video and stick around for more. But other than that, I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.